Hey there, Marina here with Let It Go Laughingly Forward. I wanted to introduce you to Miss Lucy. This is Lucy. Notice she's a little dog, and I'm sure you know about little dogs and big dogs and all kinds of dogs' noses. Dogs have a sense of smell that's, I think, between 1,000 and 10,000 times stronger than humans. I've always wondered about this. I've always wondered how they see the world when their sense of smell is so overpowered. And I think they see worse than we do. So they don't really see as well, but their sense of smell is just, imagine, 1,000, that's like the smallest to 10,000 times more powerful than human smell. So what is their whole world like? How do they see the world? How do they experience it through this sense of smell? And it also made me think about strengths and weaknesses, because their sense of smell is also very much their sensitivity. I was thinking that, how do they feel about smoke? Cigarette smoke, or gasoline exhaust, or smells that are really strong that we would possibly label as unpleasant. How would the dog react to that smell? The thing is that the dog doesn't have judgment about it. Dogs just have this really strong sense of smell, which again is their sensitivity, but it's also their strength. But they don't go around going, I hate that smell. They just are open to all of it. They're open to good smells and bad smells. And good smells would possibly be any food you eat, any snack they think they could have. They'll have an association of positive, getting food, and a good smell, so they have that. But there's none of this strong judgment to what they sense. They use their senses that they're very good at, and they harness that. They use it as a power and a skill to catch a scent and run around and find a trail of maybe a bunny rabbit in the yard, or they know how to use their sense of smell to navigate around their world and keep themselves safe. So I think about this for us humans too, and all our senses. And what is it that we have that's a sensitivity, a strong sensitivity of ours, that we mistakenly label as something that is a weakness or a negative? How can you take your sensitivity and make it into your strength? Because it's always, your strength is in that. A lot of your talents are in your, what you would call weaknesses, or what society might label you as weakness. For me, for a long, long time, my whole life, as I was growing up, I was told I am too sensitive emotionally, to take things personally, take on other feelings, make it always, take feelings of others and making it into something is wrong with me, it's my fault, I made that person feel bad, taking it on like that, and just being very, very sensitive that way. And it took me many years, and especially in the last few years, to realize that this is my biggest strength. This is what gives me strength in working with people, understanding all those wide range of very extreme emotions. I was at some point labeled, when I was going through therapy years ago, as, my therapist was gently saying, well, maybe you are what's called a highly sensitive person, and they actually have a label for this. And if I looked under there and I looked at all the traits, it was definitely true for me. But I don't think that a label like that is very helpful. I guess it is good to understand, but then there's the next step, which is, how do you take all these traits and make them into your strengths? My sensitivity makes me more keen. It makes me more aware. I'm very tuned in. And now that I know it's a strength, I'm no longer afraid. And I'm no longer afraid of my own emotions that still rise up in me very, very strongly. And there are days where I can't seem to deal with it, and I'll cry easier, but I also laugh easier. So it's a huge gift to have this range of sensitive emotion. So, again, strengths and weaknesses. What are your weaknesses that maybe you've been labeled your whole life as weak in a certain area, or you yourself have felt this, that this is just something that you're sensitive or weak on? Look into it and ask yourself, where is the strength in this? What is it that it's here to teach me? How can I leverage it? How can I harness it to make it into something really good? it actually gives you a unique flavor that other people may not have. So learn to love that part of you, learn more about that part of you, and see how it is your strength. You will always find your strength in your weakness, or your strength in your highest sensitivity, which for this little girl is definitely, one of them is her sense of smell, and she can't help it, she was born this way. Thanks for listening. I'm wondering what you think about all this. Would love to hear your thoughts and sharings about what your strengths and weaknesses may be, or what your strength in your weakness may be. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Look at, she's so zen. Hi everybody. Look how zen she is.